The biggest fault in a bunker play with weekend golfers, they just quit on the ball. They don't get the acceleration through the ball, which is important. 3 things are important in the bunker. Stand wide, very wide as you can, because you don't want to rock your knees like it's a spaghetti swing. The next thing is, you've got to set your wrist early. You don't go back in one piece like a normal swing. You set the wrist very, very quickly, and then you have that, watch my hand, that acceleration, not this. It's right, so we stand wide. You're going to set the wrist very quickly. You're going to cock the wrist. I know a lot of you think that's luck, but the harder you practice, the luckier you'll get.
So we'll get the timer started now. Okay, first of all, make sure you've got your sand wedge. This is my 58 degree. I'm going to put the blade towards target, about 1 inch behind the ball, not touching the sand. I'm going to aim my feet a little bit left of target, and then swing the club along the line of my feet, making sure I hit the sand and follow through. So nice and simple. Blade the target, feet left, swing along the line of my feet, hit the sand, and follow through. Nice big follow through. So I'm going to go through that again with you, but from this angle this time. Notice where the ball position is slightly towards my left foot, weight quite evenly distributed. Remember that swing, hit the sand, and follow through. Ball come out nicely each time.
I'm going to try to give you 2 different options to try to get to this pin. So the first option I'm going to show you is more of a high flighted shot that sort of lands all the way to the pin and stops. So for this shot, you're going to want to get the ball a little bit further forward in your stance. So if you're practicing, what I like to do is draw some lines in a bunker. So I try to get, for the high shot, try to get this line very far forward, like right inside my left heel here. And then what I try to get my hands a little bit lower. That'll help the ball get up in the air. And from there, what I'm also trying to do is this line that I have from the ball to my left heel, I'm trying to match the angle of the shaft to that line as well, so that whenever I come back into impact, I'm hitting the shot with the full loft on the club. There's not a lot of, the worst thing you can do in a bunker is shaft lean. So trying to deliver that club back to where you set up is really important. So that works pretty good for a flighted one. And then if there's one that you want to try to release down to the pin and not take as big a swing, you don't have to have the ball as far forward. Even if you still draw a line, you sort of have it, like middle or just front to middle in your stance. Maybe don't open up the club as much. Still stay on your left side, and then from there, this is more. What the other thing is with the other one, I was trying to get my hands nice and low. This one, you can keep your hands a little bit higher. Still try to keep that club shaft pretty neutral on that line, and then from there, try to hit a good 2 inches behind the ball, just to let it come out and release down to the hole. So 2 slightly different shots to get you out of the bunker, but 2.
That's the heavy one leaving the bunker, yeah?
Yeah.
Again. And there's a thin one. That wasn't perfectly done for camera, by the way. That's sort of typically the shots you get.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Stand this side. Okay. 2 very different shots, but the same fault. Okay, so really for you, your setup isn't where it needs to be. So you're not creating the platform that you need to play good bunker shots. Bunker shots really for me are 90% setup, 10% swing, and your setup is quite narrow.
Yeah.
And you've actually got the majority of your weight on your right side. I know it's quite a tall lip, this,
yeah.
But your brain's saying, I've got to get back to try and get this thing up. And as you're coming down, you're leaning back a bit. There's quite a lot of sort of right hand here, and you're just hitting way back on it. But sometimes you'll actually lean back even more and you'll hit up on it and get that ball first. So I think if we get your setup correct, I think the whole thing will just chain react much better.
Okay.
So I'm going to set up this one. I'm going to put my footprints in the sand. You're going to stand in my footprints, and
Yeah.
you're going to tell me what you feel.
Okay.
So I'll put a line there for the club face as well. I'll dig them in. So there we go. So come and stand. Put your right foot there, and your left foot there, and then put the club behind the ball, and then open the face on that line. I'm just going to make a couple of other little tweaks before you tell me what you feel. So I want your pelvis to come forward a bit more. There we are. That's lovely.
All right,
Okay,
yeah.
hang on. Right, there we go. And then I don't want that shaft to lean too much. I want it open.
Open.
And shaft
fine.
there. Let's have a look at your foot. Hips forward again. They've come back. Right. Now that looks really good.
Yeah.
It probably feels very different.
Feels weird. Yeah.
Tell me what can you feel is different?
Hands are low,
Lower hands.
and the weight's definitely on the left.
More on left. Yeah. What about distance from the ball?
It's further away.
Further away.
Yeah.
Okay, which helps you get lower hands.
Yeah.
But
But
you
my
don't-
eyes are
yeah.
almost over the ball.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you're more over it. So what you've got there, you've got a setup that hopefully feels like you're less likely to move around too much.
Yes.
You feel like you've got a bit more rooting down.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now, all we're going to concentrate on the swing here. Keep your pressure here at all times.
Yeah.
Take a back swing. And I want you to feel like you're turning this right side and actually getting a bit of a turn there, okay?
Okay.
Really turning here. Keep your weight here, as I say. Now, as you come down, you must keep your weight forward. Now, come down. The end of the club, swing and release. And I want you to focus on your chest, turning, and finishing somewhere like here.
Yeah.
Can you get there, do you
Yeah,
reckon?
just about.
The back's going to allow you. But you can see you've kept your weight here at
Yeah.
all times. Okay, now that looks good.
Yeah.
So let's not worry too much about getting the perfect shot. Let's just focus on, can we just get some stability in your legs? Okay, and that's great. Just hit one from there. Very, very good shot. How did that feel?
Much better.
You
More
looked
in
a lot
control.
more stable.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
more stable. I mean, for you, if you can just get it out and two putt, your
Yeah.
handicap's coming down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, and again. It's further away from the ball. Don't get too open. You're aiming a bit too far left there, actually. So aim a little bit more at the flag. That's really good. Pelvis forward more. Fine. Oh, now that is world class. Okay, you moved your chest better on that one than the previous one, and it had some spin.
And it stopped.
You stopped really quickly.
Yeah.
So that was a proper bunker shot.
Yeah, that's
It
felt
wasn't-
right.
It didn't kind of just get out and run. That came out with height and spin.
Yeah.
And really, we just got you set up.
Yeah.
Feels good, right?
It does.
Long shots like that.
It does.
Right, and
If I can
again.
do that every time, I'll be
Well, let's see if we
happy.
can do turn around. Here we go. So, pelvis forward, hands back a little bit, open the face. Right, pelvis forward a bit more. Come on, forward. Right, keep it forward, turn your chest. Very good. Well done. That's fantastic, isn't it? I'm going to give you one extra thing if I'm
Okay.
not pushing it. Come this side. So, setup's transformed, body movement is transformed. Can you do one extra thing, which is just make sure as you come through that the loft stays on the club face a bit more? You did it quite well on the nice high one you hit. The
Yeah.
other two, it's turned over. See how the club's turned over?
Okay.
A bit like you might do that in the full swing.
Yeah.
But in short game, you've really got to make sure that loft stays on this way. Okay,
And that's with the hands.
it's with the hands. When the chest moves more, it's going to help you do that. But
Okay.
yeah, just feel like don't overthink it. Get the club face looking back at you.
Yeah.
And let your instinct do
Okay.
it. Okay. Nice and wide again. Pelvis forward. That's good. So as you're coming through, it's going more like that.
Yeah.
See? Not that way.
Yeah.
Okay? As you turn your chest. Now that's much better. Height and spin. Yeah. You got some awareness of that.
Yeah.
Now as it comes through, if you do that, you see the loft and bounce stays on.
Yeah.
And that's how the ball gets out the bunker. It's how you work the sand. The sand goes under the ball, or the sand lifts the ball out of the bunker.
Yeah.
When your face turns over it, you see how it will dig in,
Yeah.
and it won't project the sand high enough to get the ball out.
Yeah. And the big difference is I'm not thinking about where am I hitting the ball
No,
because I'm set up right for it now.
good.
Whereas not
Normally you'd be thinking, how many
messes
inches
with my head.
behind?
Where do I need to hit?
Yeah, you don't need to worry about any of that stuff. I never look at the sand behind the ball.
Yeah.
Never think of that. Most good players would never think of that. Just trust it. From that setup, if you're releasing the club properly, you're turning properly, you've got your weight sufficiently forward, the club will just bottom out 1 to 2 inches before.
Yeah.
If I try and hit 2 inches before, I'll hit 4 inches before. It kind of just comes
Yeah.
back. So yeah,
Yeah.
just look at the ball. Perfect. Genuinely, I could not play it any better than that. Did you see the spin on the picks there going? That's the spin rate,
Yeah.
really gone up. That means you can play that to a short-sided pin, and you can actually control it
Fabulous.
and get some spin. So
Yeah.
yeah, just got to get those concepts. It's all about getting world-class basics. There's no reason you of 26 can't be world-class over the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no reason at all. And you can see there, just by getting the setup right, how it's chain reacted in terms of how you move, and you're hitting better bunker shots. So,
Brilliant.
Yeah, I'll leave you to practice
Thank
that
you.
bit, okay? All
Thanks
right,
very
well done.
much.
Great pleasure.
Cheers.